Good morning. Hello, welcome everybody. Welcome to my channel. My name is Chrissy and today I'm going to be giving you some prediction readings for the 9th of March. Sorry guys, I think I've lost a month being in hospital for those few weeks. I am still on my drip, guys, as well. It's still connected to me. Fingers crossed I get my PICC line out tomorrow, and I have been very sick. If you haven't seen my videos, go back and check out my videos. It's a bit of a long story. I had a really bad abscess infection in my hip, which ran quite deep into my lower back. So I've been in hospital for a few weeks, but I am home now. It's so good to be home. Thanks for all your well wishes. And if you're wondering why I'm dressed like this, guys, as you know, I am going to a wedding in a couple of weeks. Fingers crossed I'm all healed up to go to my nephew's wedding down near Melbourne. And it's in a castle, and it's a Lord of the Rings wedding. So I thought I'd just let you guys see what I'm wearing to the wedding. This is just bits of it. I've got a dress to go underneath. I've just got a white t-shirt on at the moment. So this is my soft cape, because I thought that was very Lord of the Rings. Let me know what you think, guys. I'll take this off because I'm absolutely roasting. So I've got my little, what do you call that thing? Ring of flowers or whatever it is. So I've got that, and I bought some earrings. Look, I'll give you a close up. I bought some earthy kind of earrings. I've got a little ring that I bought, like a brass ring. So I'm trying to get into it, guys. I've got some chocolate boots, and I've got a necklet coming as well, like a sort of a fancy necklace thing coming as well. So it's pretty earthy, isn't it, Lord of the Rings? So I'm trying to get there, guys. What do you think? At least I'm feeling better. That's the main thing, isn't it? My husband's dressing up as Aragorn. He's got the black cape and the sort of piratey cream shirt with green pants and brown shoes. So yeah, we thought we'd get dressed up. Why not? They said you could wear anything. They were happy if you wore anything. But knowing these two, they get dressed up all the time. They go to a lot of those Splendor in the Grass concerts and all that. You know, those outdoor concerts where they get sonic. They're very earthy people, put it that way. So being in a castle, we thought we'd get right into it. So it's going to be fun. I just wanted to share with you guys. I know you keep asking what I'm going to be wearing. So I thought I'd just come on and dress in my Lord of the Rings attire. Oh, guys. Welcome anybody new to my channel. Please feel free to comment down below, guys. Hit those like buttons because that lets people know the video is worth watching. And look, I do appreciate all your beautiful comments, your birthday wishes I've had this week. It's been an awesome week being home with my dogs, my family. Oh, just eating takeaway food. I had Lebanese and we had some Thai and Chinese the other night. I've been very spoilt this week, so it was so good to be home. Okay, we've got a bit of admin we've got to get through first, guys. Yes, there's always a little bit of admin because there's always a lot going on in the world. We know the Trump show is continuing. We've got Starmer, Trudeau, Macron, all the above, the European leaders still sticking together, trying to keep Trump on his own. So the Ukraine thing is going to continue. We're going to keep hearing about this, guys. We know we are. But as long as we keep hearing about the Trump show. Cheers, everyone. I've got my water today. The Trump show is the one we want to hear about, isn't it, guys? Him moving and shaking everybody. It's so good. Okay, first off, I've got a shout out to all you people up in Queensland here in Australia. They've been hit by Cyclone Alfred. Of course, all the hype and media build up. It was going to be the worst thing ever out. Ended up being, when it hit land, it was a little bit of a fizzer. Look, it still did damage. I'm not saying it didn't. It knocked a lot of trees over, blew out a lot of windows, etc., etc. The winds were bad, and the beaches are closed. Like it's pretty full on from sort of, yeah, I'd say up the north coast of the bottom end of Queensland to the top end of New South Wales. Lismore has been on high alert. They've been flooded so many times, or they're on high alert again. So it's a big deal here in Australia. So shout out to all those people in those areas. I know Michelle, Jen. Oh, Jen, we've been laughing this morning. You sent me a video and it's just so funny. You knew it was all being hyped up by the media. And as we know, guys, on this channel, the BS Detectives, everything on mainstream media is hyped up, out of control, worst case scenario. So, of course, every time they shoot something now, they show it from a great big tree that's fallen over or some disastrous thing that's happened. And, of course, we had Elbow coming on and being interviewed and talking about it and letting Australia know what's going on with the cyclone, etc. And he did say this is, well, it's the result of climate change. Yes, what a surprise, guys. Our leader in Australia is saying the cyclone is caused from climate change. These abnormal events are caused from climate change. And of course, I told you they locked Brisbane down completely. They locked down a city here, guys. So, as you guys have been highlighting, the old climate lockdowns seem to be coming our way, don't they, guys? So, locked down the whole city, shut the bridges, they shut the roads, they shut everything. I think it was only emergency workers that could zoom around. The whole city was shut. And Brisbane is a major city in Australia, guys. Probably not as big as Sydney, but next best thing. In total lockdown. Been in lockdown for days. And it didn't even really hit there. They only got the outskirts of it, or the edges of it. Lots of rain and that, and probably a little bit of flash flooding, but it wasn't to the degree they were building it up to be, that's for sure, was it, Jen? We've had so many laughs about this. No, not that it's a laughing matter, but, you know, when you know they're exaggerating things. And look, it's so piss easy to just put people in that fear. Like you said, Jen, people went out and bought generators. They went crazy in the shops. We know the old toilet paper event. Well, people went mad buying food and everything in the supermarkets here, in Australia, where the cyclone was hitting. So people have spent a lot of money. Small businesses shut down again. How do you recoup like 8 days of your shop not being open or whatever? Like, we know how it goes. It's so, like I said, it's so piss easy to bring that fear right up and scare people to death. Imagine how scared the kids were. They didn't even go to school. They shut all the schools. Everything was shut, guys. So fear again. It's not hard, is it? Like, are these trial runs where they can just see how they can control the people again? We don't know. Us BS detectors, we query everything, don't we? But you got to admit, it is very strange, isn't it? Because Queensland's used to getting a lot of storms too. It's not unusual for you to have bad electrical storms, really big hailstorms. Like, it's not really that unusual, is it? Just saying. Anyway, it's been downgraded. It hit the land, I think it was the other night. I think it was Saturday it hit. It's been downgraded to a Category 1 from a Category 2, which it was when it was out at sea. But you guys have had Category 4s before and survived. So, I don't know, guys. I don't know. Lots of winds and rain probably to still come anyway. So, stay safe if you are up there. I do get any storm is scary. Of course it is. But you do have to wonder about the extreme measures, don't you, guys? And they were even on the Gold Coast going to find anyone walking on the beach. So you were absolutely not allowed to go on the beach, even though stupid people do and put their lives in danger. They were going to start fining on the Gold Coast if they saw anyone walking on the beach. How's the control? Oh. And there's heaps of people. I guess the biggest thing and the hardest part to deal with in that is losing your electricity and your power. That's it. That's a huge deal. I can see why people probably bought generators, because they've experienced this in the past with other storms. Because it's when trees fall, it knocks the power lines, and that's about the major sort of damage that's been done up there, really. Look, anything like that is a pain. I'm not saying it isn't, but you do have to question the media for all the over-the-top fear and exaggeration of everything. It just seems a little extreme, doesn't it, to scare people to death to stay in their houses. It's a little bit of deja vu, isn't it, guys? I'm sure you can relate to what I'm saying. And the other thing is, in Western Australia, a lot of admin in Australia today, that Western Australia went to the vote yesterday, I think it was, and Roger Cook, the Labor Minister, got in again, which I don't know much about what the other woman was like that was up for the vote. But anyway, Labor's still in, which is Elbo's premier. So Labor's still in WA. So that's interesting. That's interesting. I was hoping Liberal would get in to shake Elbow off his course a bit, but it didn't happen. All right, guys, how about we get straight into the predictions and we see what comes up. I'm still getting Trudeau, and I know a lot of you, I said it the other day, he will meet with Trump. I keep getting it. I'm going to say it because I keep getting it. Remember that Trudeau is climbing the ladder of success. He sees himself as a very, very important person, and he's a big ladder climber. He's still climbing those rungs. He still wants to be seen as a very successful leader in history kind of thing. I know a lot of you in China would see him as a very annoying dictator that you've had to suffer with for many years, and his ridiculous agenda and decisions that he's been making. But I am getting that he's going to still keep himself on that world stage. And if that means he's got to meet with Trump, then he'll meet with Trump, because that gives him VIP importance. Because at the moment, as we know, Trump is looking mighty powerful, and it scares the pants off people. I've told you that they've all come together so they can stand against Trump, because Trump's exposing things. Trump's changing things. And he's looking powerful in the little people, peasants and Lego people's eyes. And these people don't like it over here. So that's why I feel like Trudeau is going to keep trying to rise up in his power. He wants to stay level with Xi Jinping, Trump. He wants to stay up there and be very important. So he's going to kind of do whatever it takes. We know he will. He'll do whatever it takes to stay, independent in China, but also to stay as in his mind, a very well-respected leader, which we know he's not. No one actually respects him at all, probably in China by now, I'm guessing. So I am getting that. He's still going to be climbing his ladder of success. I mean, we know he said he was going to retire. Hello, when's that date? We're all fingers crossed for you guys over there that something gives. It's absolutely insane and ridiculous. You need him out, and you need that Pierre Poilievre to step in. That's just what I'm getting. I still feel like he's going to... I'm getting that Trudeau's going to play both sides. He's still going to be with these European leaders, go Ukraine and all that sort of thing. But he's also going to try and keep on Trump's side. That's what I'm getting. He's I guess in that case you could say a bit of a fence sitter. Being a fence sitter. He's trying to keep, I suppose also because Canada is so close to America, he feels that he's got to keep, he doesn't want Trump swallowing up Canada as part of America. So he's trying to communicate with him. So I think you will definitely see more communication between Trump and Trudeau within, I'd say the next 3 months. Might not happen now straight away, but it will happen. It will happen. And it'll be more entertainment from Clown Show 3.0 this year, guys, that we'll be laughing at. All right, let's keep going. I wonder how Trump will speak to him if he speaks to him like Zelensky. Putting him in his place. All right, let's keep going. I'm just getting these world leaders, the puppets, but more the puppet masters. We know who they are, WEF, blah, blah, blah. Davos does come to mind. The big guys and the honchos that are running the show of this crazy world agenda that they're trying to implement, they're getting very frustrated by this. They're getting frustrated because they wanted this done, like yesterday, like 5 years ago. Hello. They wanted it all to happen. And it still hasn't. The people are still not receptive to all the wonderful things that they're trying to implement. For example, Billy Goat, as we know here, which is Bill Gates, if you knew. Billy Goat and all his wonderful ideas of how to eat healthier foods, apparently, with his fake lab-based foods that they are telling everyone is like plant-based, which we know it isn't. It's lab-based. And most of us know anything coming from a lab, not always the best for you sometimes, as we know. Just saying. So I'm getting this kind of thing. They're getting really frustrated. They're not understanding why us little folk, like us little people, peasants and Lego people, why we're not receptive to it, why we're not embracing it, why we're not just going along like the Hunger Games movie and putting ourselves in our districts. It just hasn't gone to plan. There's been too many hiccups and hurdles. And one of the biggest would be example, the renewables. Like what an absolute circus disaster that is, guys. I tell you guys to go check out M Guy here in Australia on YouTube. If you haven't heard of him, go check it out. You'll very eye-opening about the renewable electric cars and all this kind of thing, the lithium batteries, and the saga continues. Did I tell you guys I actually had a fireman on the news the other night talking about how dangerous the lithium batteries are because of all the fires, because they're having trouble putting them out, as we know. Here in Oz, we've had so many e-scooter fires, e-bike fires, and they're being banned from a lot of units, the strata title, whatever they are banning all these things being charged up because people are living above them. I mean, there's a lot of house fires too, but this is what's going on. So all these things haven't just gone to plan, because it's all well and good when something's on paper and you've got your planned agenda and you're just wanting to roll it all out. But sometimes, as we know, things don't go so well, especially when people aren't receptive of it and you haven't involved the little people in these decisions. It doesn't mean they want to do it. I mean, look at us BS detectors, rebel, braveheart, biker, freedom fighter, mavericks here on this channel. Well, we just don't embrace the things that they're bringing out. I mean, I'm sure there's not a lot of you out there that have all got solar panels on your roof, got an electric car. And see, this is the logic, guys, that I don't get. Get an electric car, even though electricity costs a fortune and is continuing to go up. Like, is there no logic here? Like, what's going on? Sorry, I just have so many questions because none of it makes sense at all. Let's see if there's anything else, guys. Sorry, I do go off on a tangent sometimes. Bear with me, guys. I'm getting Middle East flare-ups. A lot of war talk this year. We know we can't escape it. I told you we were going to get more Putin. We're definitely going to get Zelensky. But we're also getting a lot of other war talk too. It's all threats, all pandas intimidation on the world with their boats and their planes, military planes zipping through the skies, and their drone jets, drones rather, and jets and all this kind of stuff. We're still going to get lots of intimidation and lots of war talk. It's so interesting, isn't it? My hubby and I often say on the news they spend a lot of time showing war-torn countries. And I mean, I know that goes on, but you sort of think, like, it's just to keep that fear in people. We call it fear porn here. It's just to keep that fear going in people that everything's teetering on the edge. I mean, look at Starmer in the UK. We know he's an absolute circus show, and he's keeping the fear in the UK that, you know, this is going to be all out war. And he's just, I mean, what is that guy? Honestly, when you listen to him talk and you look at him, you just go, seriously, mate, no one's taking you seriously. You're just a puppet working for the puppet masters. Oh my God. It's so frustrating. You must be so frustrated over there in the UK. I can't even imagine. I'm still getting that you'll rise up though. People really don't like Starmageddon. I'm getting the word belligerent. Fool. Hang on. I'm getting a lot of, in UK, could be London, England, all these regions, I'm getting that there's going to be a lot of like graffiti, and it could be the anti-Semitism crap that we've been getting here in Australia, which shouldn't even be happening. All this just, I hate to say it, Jewish stuff and everything that just is just mind-boggling in this modern day and age, isn't it? You might start seeing more of that on your news. Of course, they'll show you that on the news because they want to put fear in everyone. Separate and divide. They're very good at mainstream media, as we know, over the past 5 years. So you're going to get more of that sort of graffiti on mosques and places of religion. We knew religion was always going to be attacked, probably more than just this kind of religion, but it'll go broader as well. So I am seeing a little bit of, well, I would say really, it's not really countries, it is religion. If you look at the core of everything that goes on, religious flare-ups in the UK, a lot of religious flare-ups in the UK, meaning stand-ups, fight-backs, protests. Not seeing it volatile, I'm just seeing people standing up for their human rights is what I'm saying, around religion and being attacked like we are getting here, like the Jewish mosques being graffitied on. You're going to get a lot more of that in the UK as well. Hang on. I'm getting Scotland. Oh, I feel a little bit Scottish in my outfit, actually, like a bit of the Braveheart styling, isn't it, from the movie? I'm just getting that from the Highlands, the Braveheart people in Scotland. I'm just seeing you very stable in your power still. They're showing me, for example, what's his name? William Wallace, isn't it? From Braveheart, the movie, Mel Gibson. Standing there with your sword. You got your sword and your shield down. And you're still standing observing. I feel like there's a lot of observation going on in Scotland around, well, your future and where the future lies. But the guides are saying the future lies in the people. Like, what are the people going to do? The people over there have great power and strength. And I'm just getting this. And I get that for Ireland too. But with the Scottish, I'm just seeing you really staying in your power. As awake people, this is for you guys out there. You're standing very strong. You don't need to move forward. You don't need to protect yourself because you're in your own strength and power in Scotland. I'm not seeing like tons of change this year, but I am seeing, hang on. I'm seeing people warming to a new government, fingers. So you could have a change that might go in a positive direction because it's power to the people. I just keep getting power to the people in Scotland. You're very brave. You're very brave. It's that Celtic in you, that very brave strength of stability. You fight when you have to, but when you don't have to, you stand back and you observe. So at the moment over there, you just got to stand and observe and stay in your truth, your integrity, and your own power is the advice for you in Scotland. I'm seeing a fairly level year for you over there. Nothing too drastic happening. It's almost like, to be honest, sort of watching the rest of the world or catching up with the rest of the world as well. Observing events from afar is what I'm getting, which again would be like Wilson looking over the fence from that movie Tool Time, that show Tool Time. Just keep observing, but from afar is what I'm getting for Scotland. So in other words, what I'm getting is you've got a very grounded energy this year. It's like they're showing me that you, in Scotland, you guys have got your feet sort of apart, spread apart, very stable, good center of gravity, like almost that fighting stance in like karate or kung fu or something like that. You've got really good stability. You've got your sword in the ground, your shield's there to balance you, and you're just observing. That's what your year's going to be, a lot of observing. Not a lot of action, which is good for a change. For a change. All right. I'm getting Europe, and I'm getting the decline in the economy. I mean, how can your economy get any worse over there? These guys have had the worst financial economy in the last few years. But it's showing me, I kept saying you had huge waves of awakening across Europe, but it's showing me the financial waves are petering out now. You're not being hit with these big waves. See, they've had to address it. They've had to address it because the cost of living got so dire that people can't live. So I'm seeing this small waves. The financial crisis is kind of settling. The waves are smaller. This is across Europe. There's a little bit of stability, and that could simply be that they might drop interest rates a little bit, which causes people to have a tiny bit of extra cash. Could be like little shifts which make the waves of the financial crisis not as overwhelming for people. Maybe fuel taxes might come down or something like that. That's what I'm getting across Europe. They're going to have to look at ways that they can put the people at ease. As we know here on this channel, probably all an illusion, but they will do it in some areas to try and curb people waking up and standing up and protesting and fighting back. They won't want it. So they're going to just, it's like putting out the fishing line and sort of teasing you a little bit with the bait, like, isn't it? But it's only very small, is what I'm getting. It's only small, like, take the bait and then you'll feel like your life's improving, is what I'm getting from the fishing line analogy. And then you'll feel better and everyone will just calm down. So that's what they're going to do in Europe, which, look, to be honest, at least it's going to help you a little bit. It's not negative, but just be cautious, okay? Don't fall for any of the government traps. So they're just going to do enough to keep the people off their back. Well, watch this space, guys, around Europe. All right. Yeah, and I'm getting that, of course. Australia's climate change agenda is really high, like we're high. See, each country gets different things to work on. We know that because if they did it all this, well, they're sort of doing it at the same time, but they focus in different areas. So I'm feeling like for sure our climate change is very high on the agenda. Elbow's really got his eye on wind farms. He really still wants the coal-fired power stations all closed down. Like they want more of this hydro modern energy kind of thing. There's a lot of money being poured into this renewable, which to me, Elbow and Chris Bowen and all that are already committed to. So I still feel that's very high on their agenda. The climate change bills will be passing down here in Oz, and you know, they're still going to try and put dates on things. This is just in Australia. It's probably happening worldwide as well, but it could come at different times because they try to stagger it so it's not so obvious that this is a world agenda, which we know that it is here on this channel. Oh gosh, guys, I don't even know what to think about this world anymore. You try to just pull yourself back and live in the now, don't you? That's why I love being outside. That's why I love nature. That's why I'm getting into this wedding, to just have some fun and joy. You have to, guys, don't you? That's why, Jen, it was great to have a laugh to that little video you sent me of that guy explaining how terrible the storm was. It's nuts because the world is just like falling apart around people, and people still, for example, the storm incident here in Australia, they just believe every single word that mainstream media says. All the hype, all the drama, all the fear. It's still going on. I mean, I don't know. I don't even know what to believe anymore. And then we've got Meghan Markle with her cooking show. Don't even get me started on that. Has anyone watched it? Oh, I can't even bring myself to put it on. I know it's dropped on Netflix, I think. Pamela Anderson's brought one out too, which would probably be worth viewing. But, oh my goodness me. I don't even know, guys. I don't even know. All right, how about we pull some cards, guys? I'm just raving now. Let's pull an awaken card because we need more people to awaken. People are, but it's like with that mass psychosis, it's so easy to trick them again and just feed them something else. It's quite scary if they just keep repeating something, how it just impacts on people. I don't know why, guys, all of us BS detectors, I know we're intuitives, we're psychics, we're sensitives and all that, and we sort of have very heightened senses and awarenesses of what's going on around us, but I just don't know how we don't fall for all that stuff. Like, it's kind of weird. It's almost like we can't be hypnotized, isn't it? Like, the minute they say something, we just go, no, yeah, right. Like, I'm going to get this because I dropped it. I'm just going to get this card. Oh, yoga. I stand strong and flexible in mind and body. And when you think of yoga, it's very calming kind of Zen activity that stretches your body, keeps your mind clear and decluttered. That's what I think of yoga. Yoga is very good for flexibility on the body. And I guess if you think of that, that's about being flexible with everything that's going on too. Don't be rigid. It's like that tree that blows in the wind. Be flexible. Go with it. Don't be rigid, because when you're rigid and you're fighting against things in your life, that's when you get pain and physical things start to happen in your body. That's that resistance that you feel, that hurt sometimes, that tightness, that contraction. So what that card's saying to me, keep awakening, but keep being flexible with what's going on around you. Soul expressions card. And it, you know, when they're saying being flexible, it almost reminds me that card of Keanu Reeves in The Matrix when he's dodging those bullets. I know most of you have seen The Matrix. Well ahead of its time, wasn't it? Take the red or blue pill. That's pretty much it. There was no other choices. He's dodging the bullets and he's like, all the bullets are missing him because he's very good at dodging them. Well, that's us. We've got to keep dodging those bullets, guys, that come from, well, government and also people who are asleep and not awake yet. Just dodge them. Stay behind that fence like Wilson. off that Tool Time or whatever that show is. All right, let's do one of these soul expressions. Oh, I've got to put the specs on, guys. Oh, did they wear glasses in Lord of the Rings? They wouldn't have had glasses, would they? I don't know. It doesn't look quite matched, does it? Expectations. I release all of my expectations. I release expectations of others placed upon me. I release all conditions. And that's something I think a lot of us battle with, is expectations from other people. We always get let down. And it takes you a long time to realize that you've got to stop having expectations on people. An example is my girlfriend hasn't visited me for 18 years, but she's still a really good friend. And I think, to be honest, that CV is still a problem for a lot of people, because now she's taking off somewhere else and still not coming to visit me. And I do think it is a problem still. People are still fearful of us being, I know it sounds crazy, unpicky. So now I've learned, and I've had to work with Eckhart Tolle on YouTube a lot, to not have any expectations. I just it's not giving up, but you just go, oh, whatever. I just don't really care anymore. We got other things to worry about, haven't we, guys? Like staying in our strength, power, and looking after our own well-being, really. Let's pull Whispering Woods. Growth. The tallest oak tree once started as a seedling. Don't be afraid to start something new. Well, I guess that's saying it's never too late to start something new, is it? Don't be afraid. Fear can hold you back from doing a lot of things too, can't it? But what have you got to lose? You know, you're here for a short time. You might as well have a good time and live your best life. Let me see if there's anything else. The tallest oak tree once started as a seedling. It's true. Even all those seeds we planted, guys, way back when, like, they go into people's subconscious minds too, don't they? Let's see if there's anything to finish off with today. Oh, they're giving me like these musical movie theme tunes. Okay, it's like something off the Nescafe ad or something. Ah, let's do love, living for you. They're giving me these like really powerful like symphony orchestra songs. We're getting music, because music, as we know here on this channel, is vibrational frequency that helps to uplift the soul. So I'm getting that very powerful music. It's so far, it's so. Sorry guys, I'm not very good at singing like orchestral symphony music. Let me see if there's something else, but I am getting that real, where it builds up to that big crescendo. So maybe this year it's going to be the big crescendo of awakening, and everything's going to like come to a head. God, I hope so. Hang on. I'm getting Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody, speaking of, because it's got a lot of highs and lows in that music. That's why I'm getting that. Hang on. I'm getting Michael Jackson's Heal the World, Make It a Better Place. It's a strange world, isn't it? You know what I can't get over? All the evil in the world and the horrible things that people do. It's very shocking, isn't it? Sometimes, I don't know, in different ways too. But I am getting that Heal the World, Make It a Better Place, and the Entire Human Race by Michael Jackson. Hang on. Oh, they give me that Band-Aid Project. Wasn't that a brilliant? That was one of the legendary songs of Band-Aid Project. With everybody, had all these famous people, didn't it? Duran Duran, Cyndi Lauper, U2, Michael Jackson. Had everybody. What a brilliant song! A timeless, brilliant song. Wasn't that done by Bob Geldof? I think Band-Aid Project. Yeah, to help Africa, wasn't it? Starving children of Africa, I think. So there's a lot of things that are still going on. Like, this is what I'm getting for Africa too, is that things get swept under the carpet. There's still huge issues of people dying of starvation and not having enough food in the world. This is a big issue still. So I'm getting that heal the world. Because you don't see it all. We just don't see it. If we're not living in those vicinities and those areas, we don't see it. I mean, you still get your ads on TV and all that. I know we do. But where's all that money going? You know, sometimes you got to wonder, like, do these people actually receive it that are really needing it? A lot of question marks. All right, let's see if there's one more thing. I can't get it out of my head. You know, I have to say it or the guides don't let me get to the next thing. I'm getting that song Grease Lightning from the movie Grease, where John Travolta and all the guys are doing up the car and it's Grease Lightning, go Grease Lightning, you're coming through the corner now. Grease Lightning, go Grease Lightning. And that's for us. That's for us BS detectors, Braveheart, freedom fighter, maverick rebels, who live in Terabella, which is our new earth that we've created, guys. I'm just getting that song. Just keep going. We're winning this race, guys. That's why I'm getting that image. We've had that song before, but I just want you to see yourself like flying through that. I think they had the race in the dam, didn't they, off the movie Grease with John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John, where they race in that dam. Well, and you think about it, the guy, I can't remember his name, that raced the other dark car with I think it had fire on it or something like that, pictures of fire. He was like the bad guy. Well, this is what's happening. We're beating the bad guys now, guys. So just keep going like Grease Lightning. Go like the clappers. Keep moving forward. Keep improving yourself. Keep looking after your energy. Oh, sorry, guys. They give me so much stuff. Hang on. And keep sort of soaring sky high and flying high. With your thoughts. That's what I'm getting. Rise above things. Rise above things. Like the card. Just go with the flow. Don't have that constriction and tightness in your body. That's what I'm getting. So I'm going to leave with that song today. Go Grease Lightning. Go Grease Lightning. You're coming up the corner. My Grease Lightning. Go Grease Lightning. You were a thing. Ba-ba-ba-bum. Grease Lightning. That's such a good song. I want you to go and watch that today. Well, let's lift our energy up and know that we're in the league now, guys. The awakening is, it must be overriding maybe the sleepwalkers, because we need people to wake up big time this year. All right, I'm going to say goodbye. Love you and leaders. Take care for my Game of Thrones. Oh, yes. I've got to order the dress because the dress I ordered hasn't come yet. I ordered it from Light in the Box. Oh, it's taken like 2 months. I ordered it forever ago. So I'm going to have to order something else and hope it gets here in time, guys. All right. I'll show you that when I receive it. All right, take care. Wonderful weekend, everybody. Don't forget like buttons. Please consider subscribing. It'd be lovely to have you here. And I will talk to you very soon. Take care, everyone.